Today we are using 2K to predict the 2026 NBA season. All right, so the draft is over. Free agency has begun. The Celtics seem like they're blowing up the team a little bit. Since Tatum is injured, they're obviously keeping Brown. But they got rid of KP. They got rid of Drew Holiday. Things are looking a little different in Boston. Obviously, Kevin Durant went to the Rockets. We kind of already covered that in his own video. And the draft has been done. Any thoughts on the draft in the comment section? I mean, Cooper Flag obviously going to 1. I expected these two to be the top 2 picks. VJ, I was kind of surprised by. I thought Ace Bailey was like the guy in this draft, but other than Cooper Flag, like it was Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey. But Ace Bailey is also giving the Jazz a ton of trouble now, which is actually annoying, and it actually kind of pisses me off as an NBA fan. Like, how do you get drafted to a team, and then you're genuinely angry you're on the team? You are literally the luckiest man alive. You are in the NBA. You just got drafted. You're making more money than I think Larry Bird in his prime, and yet you're upset that you got traded to you got drafted to the Jazz. So yeah, he might pull a Steve Francis and request a trade after being drafted. But anyway, everything else is good. You know who my sleeper pick in this draft is? I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching some of his highlights recently. Where is he? Right here. Igor Demon. I have a lot of faith in this guy. Russian dude, went to BYU. I got a lot of faith in him. All right, so let's simulate into the next season and then see what 2K is going to do about the trades and the free agency. If anything changes between teams, I guess we'll see. Okay, so Spurs signed Brandon Boston. Kevin Porter signed with the Rockets. Isaiah Jackson signed with the Pistons. Is there anything different here? Kevin Looney signed with the Lakers. Tim Hardaway Jr. signed with the Kings, and they also got AJ Griffin. Anything interesting that'll make me interested? It doesn't seem like anything interesting happened here during free agency, which I guess makes sense. James Wise is on the Pacers. James Harden went to the Bulls. Okay, that's some interesting stuff. I don't know why 2K would predict that, but on August 2nd, he signed with the Bulls. I guess there's anything else here. Let's see. Amari Bailey signed with the Heat. That's a nice pickup for them. Cam Thomas signed with the Nets. Re-signed. Let's see. Nothing. I don't see anything else here. Quentin Grimes went back to the 76ers. That might be it. I think we're almost done here. John Kuminga signed with the Knicks. Damn, they lost out on Kuminga, but I think Kuminga did extend his contract. So didn't he extend his contract with Golden State? I could be wrong. Ty Jerome signed with the Timberwolves. That's an insanely good pickup for them. Wow. Naz Reid, Celtics. Yeah, the Celtics I don't think would ever do this. Brook Lopez, Lakers. I guess that's the center they needed. 2-year, $33 million, though, for an old Brook Lopez. Feels like a robbery. Ben Simmons signed with the Bucks. Miles Turner also went to the Bucks. That's not going to happen. Alex Caruso. What? Okay, Alex Caruso to the Rockets. Julius Randle to the Pistons. LeBron re-signs for 1 more year. Probably going to leave. D'Angelo Russell got waived by the Nets. Damn. Okay. And then I think these are all just head coaches. So nothing else really that I care about. All right, cool. So those are the free agency signings. The only interesting one I guess I saw with Julius Randle was the only one that seems interesting. Obviously, also, I'd say this James Harden is pretty good as well. Pretty interesting. Obviously, the Celtics are going to be injured with Tatum out with an Achilles. I guess he'll be back in 6 to 8 months, meaning he'll probably be back by the playoffs. Brunson, Luka, LeBron still together. They got Brook Lopez. That's actually not a bad pickup for 2K, at least. They did need a center. Kyrie's still injured, but they do have Cooper Flag off the bench, so that's going to help them. All right. Halliburton is also injured, unfortunately, so the Pacers are screwed. Kay Cunningham got Julius Randle, so this is a nice little big 3 or big 4. I'd say maybe even just a really solid starting lineup. They got Cade, Ivy playing the shooting guard. They got Asar playing the small forward, Durant playing the center, and Julius Randle. They got a stacked full starting 5, which is interesting. Kevin Durant obviously is on the Rockets. And then Wemby and the Spurs have Dylan Harper, who's way down in the rotation, but I'm assuming he's going to be the 6th man probably for them. All right, so there it is. Let's get into the season and see what 2K or who 2K thinks is going to win the championship. I turned on a CPU where I could see the trades that are being made, if I can accept them, so that we could see if there's any trades that happen that 2K is going to predict. It would be funny if later down the line we actually see trades being predicted or like there's a big trade that happens in 2K that actually happens in this simulation. That made no sense. If there's a trade that happens in real life that actually happens in this simulation, what is this trade? Trailblazers receive Tobias Harris. Pistons receive Drew Holiday. That's what they're going to get for Drew Holiday. Okay. So Pistons make a move to get Drew Holiday. That makes their bench a little better. That's a nice little pickup for them. Give them credit for that. Why would the Pacers ever do this? After TJ McConnell had an insanely good season, also the fact that Halliburton's injured, so they're trading for a center. Do what you guys want. I'm not like touching anything here. Yeah, that's just a throwaway trade. I don't care about that. Another throwaway. It's actually good for the Warriors. Get rid of Buddy Hield. He sucks. Ooh, Lakers are getting Podol. That's nice. That's a nice little center for them. They might get better from that. All right, trade deadline is done. I guess we're going to go ahead and check what's going on. You guys can see all the different trades because I didn't show all of them. Some of them were kind of throwaways, so I just didn't even mention them. But I'll show you them now. Why not? Transaction report. Okay, so Bulls re-signed Vucevic. Mavericks traded Caleb Martin. Clippers traded Derrick Jones. Hornets traded Josh Green for Duncan Robinson, possibly the stupidest trade I've ever seen. Max Strus got traded for Chris Dunn. Grant Williams got traded for Cody Martin. We showed this one, Podol, and then the rest I think I showed. But, yeah, everybody else just re-signed and all that stuff. So, Lakers re-signed Austin Reeves to a big deal. And, yeah, let's continue. Okay, so 2K predicts that Anthony Edwards is going to win the MVP, averaging 34 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. I guess losing Julius Randle helped that case. The Rookie of the Year 2K predicts is Cooper Flagg. I can accept that. And he won the Sixth Man of the Year. That I can't really accept. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. I can accept that if he can stay healthy. Evan Mobley, Most Improved Player. I don't know what he improved from. He was the Defensive Player of the Year last year, so I can't accept this. Clutch Player of the Year. I can accept this. Luka is that guy. If he can stay healthy, of course. If he can play more than whatever the amount of games you're supposed to play. The Cavs, I think, finished with the best record for a second straight season in a row. Anthony Edwards, first team All-NBA. Jokic, second team. Luka, third team. Steph Curry made a first team All-NBA at 38 years old. That is not something I would expect. He averaged 32 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Giannis, since he doesn't have Lillard anymore, is definitely going to be that guy. Shea, 31, 3 and 7. Victor Wembanyama, 21, 12. He made a second team All-NBA. LaMelo Ball made a second team All-NBA. I don't think that's going to happen. Evan Mobley, so you made a Most Improved Player and a second team. Yeah, no, I'm not buying it. All right, Trae Young, second team All-NBA. And then this is the third team with Sabonis, Cade Cunningham. I think Cade's going to be first team All-NBA. There's a lot of point guards, but it is not position locked. I'd say he's a second team All-NBA member for sure. Brunson, 30 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Maxey, 28. Yeah, I could see Maxey having a jump depending on how the Sixers do this year. Devin Booker's for sure going to have a crazy jump in stats since he's now by far the number one scoring option. It's him, Jalen Green, and goddamn Bradley Beal. Like, that's a depressing place to be. Defensive team and All-NBA, the second team. And then rookie first team, we got Cooper Flagg, this guy. Isn't this guy Kyle Flapowski? Did he not play last year? What is this? Okay. Dylan Harper, for sure, first team rookie, for sure. And what's his name? The guy from the Jazz didn't make it here, so I'm already forgetting his name. He's going to be lost in oblivion. Okay, so let's go ahead and check we can see all the rankings, but they think the Knicks are going to finish with the first seed, the Cavs with the second seed. I can actually accept this top three. I'm not going to lie. This I can't really accept because Halliburton is injured, although he did, I guess, come back. So this is judging that he'll come back. How many games did he play? How many games did he play this year? Let's see. Can you even check that here? Oh, he only played one game. He played one game. Wait, how could he have played one game and he has a point? So it says here he played one game, but it also says that he played one game in 2024, 2025, and 2023, and okay. I'm not going to question that. Let's go ahead and check. So Pacers made the playoffs. Nets also finished with the 6th seed. I cannot see that happening. Sixers, depending on how VJ Edgecombe does, I could see them going further. What did he average? 18 points? Yeah, I could see them being like a top 5 seed if Embiid can stay healthy, but I don't know. I always have a high hopes for the Sixers, and then it never happens. Celtics, I think this is a combination of 2K hating the Celtics, and obviously Tatum was probably injured for like 9 months. He played one game, it says here, but who knows if that's real. Yeah, Wizards, and then the Bucks without Lillard. Oh, well, Lillard he probably had a rough season, and he was injured for most of it. So, all right, Western Conference, Thunder finished with the first seed. Mavericks, second seed. I know 2K loves the Mavericks, but I cannot see them. I just can't see them being a top 3 seed. Timberwolves, this is a good team. They got Ty Jerome now and stuff, but no. Without Randall, this makes no sense. But maybe Randall was the guy who was making them worse. Sabonis and the Kings, sure, they're always in the mix. Spurs, I could see them being top 5 for sure. It really all depends if Wemby's healthy. If Wemby can stay healthy, that's a possible top 3 team in the West. I don't see why not. Trailblazers are not making the jump this year. The Suns are not making the playoffs this year. The Lakers, if they can actually have a good free agency, could definitely be a top 4 seed. And if they actually make these exact moves, signing Podol and, maybe not Brook Lopez, but definitely Jakob Podol, if they do that and then just make their bench a little better, they got Russell Westbrook back here. Oh, God. Wait, he averaged 20 points a game, though. Damn. Yeah, if they have a good free agency, I could see them being like a way higher seed, but then the Rockets, the Rockets are going to be they're going to be up there in the West for sure. If they were up there in the West this year, I don't see why they wouldn't be up there in the West this year. Warriors are down bad. I'm not even going to talk about them. Pelicans also extremely down bad. Denver Nuggets missing the playoffs is crazy to me. I know that they don't have a great supporting cast around Jokic, but this team is for sure a playoff team at least. Clippers, I could see. They lost Harden, I guess, in this offseason, but I don't know. I couldn't see that. And the Grizzlies are kind of getting disrespected here. Why are the Grizzlies the 14th seed? Did Ja just have a bad year? He had a good year. So I don't know why the Grizzlies. I guess they lost Desmond Bane to Orlando, but still, I don't know. And then the Jazz suck. And what's his name is? Where even is he? Is he just not playing like in real life? Where? Oh yeah, Ace Bailey down here. He averaged 17 points a game, but this team sucks. So, yeah, Ace Bailey would probably request a trade if they lost 23, if they only won 23 games in the season. Let's finally get into the playoffs now. We got the Suns versus the Lakers. I would assume the Lakers will win. Okay, well, the Lakers did win. I meant to click Simcast, but they won. All right, next is the Rockets and the Warriors. This would be a great series in the playoffs, but one of these teams is going home very early. Is it the Kevin Durant-led Rockets or the old-timer Stephen Curry and his Draymond Green, and I don't know, do they still have Jimmy? This is going to be a hop-in. Yeah, 2-point game, 1 minute and 40 seconds. Let's do it. I don't see Kevin Durant on the court. Did he foul out or something? Uh-oh. Oh, he did. Kevin Durant fouls out. That's absurd, or just upsetting in general. They don't have much offense without Kevin Durant. Obviously, Sengun, but Amen is not really known for his offense yet. I think he will have a breakout season this year, but Amen Thompson driving inside, misses, gets his own rebound, though, and then Sengun puts it up and in. Steph Curry, All-NBA first-team member. Let's see what he can do for this Warriors team. He's very old at this point, 38. Curry putting on the moves on Reed Shepherd. We'll see if he gets a lot of minutes this year. Maybe kick out to Jimmy. Let's see what Jimmy can do. Good pass. Better pass. Curry trying to put up a shot. 2 seconds. Curry forcing his way inside. Misses. All the way. Inside Tari Eason. Now it's Amen. Back into Shepherd as he puts in the layup. Not really looking too hot here for the Golden State Warriors. Let's see if they can pull things back together. Jimmy into Curry. That's like a free throw line shot. How does Curry get a shot like that off is beyond me, but all right. Amen all the way for a slam dunk. He's bringing the offense. Driving. Is that a charge? Oh, illegal screen on Yabusele. Damn, that's kind of unlucky for them. Let's see if the Warriors... I doubt the Warriors will foul. They shouldn't. Still a lot of time in this game for them to get a stop and then a bucket. Come on, Curry. This might be your last chance, buddy. It might be over for you next year. Amen. Oh, that's easy money. Easy bucket. So this time the Rockets get their revenge on the Warriors and take them out in the play-in. Kevin Durant was injured, so I'm not even going to give him any credit for that. That was all Rockets. All right, and now out in the East, we have the 76ers versus the Hawks. I could see the Hawks getting better this year. It really just has to do with Richier, Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, their young core. Oh, they picked up Kristaps. I didn't even No, wait. They don't have Kristaps, right? Did he get traded to the... Man, I forgot. Anyway, Okongwu. And then where's their rookie that they drafted? Did they not draft somebody here? Am I bugging? All right. Anyway. No, they didn't. I'm thinking about the Sixers. Okay. Anyway, I'm a casual. Leave it in the comments. Roast me. Let's see if the Hawks can take out the 76ers, where it looks like that is exactly what's going to happen. The Hawks take care of business. Tyrese Maxey 23-5. Joel Embiid is kind of trash. Damn. What about VJ? VJ 18 points. He only had 8 points in this playing game though. But that's not amazing. Miami. Oh, let's see how Desmond Bane can do in Orlando. We got a battle for Florida in the play-in, where it looks like the Heat are going to actually win. Man, as a Heat fan, wow, bam, 37, 15, and 6. That's actually very solid. Tyler, 36, 5, and 6. Kelaware, 16 and 17. And then we have Desmond Bane putting up 40 and 8 in the loss, but he was a good help for them. I'm excited to see these two in action. I'm not gonna lie, these three in action should be an interesting team to look out for in the Eastern Conference for sure. But wait, what? This goes first? Oh, it does. Damn. All right. Well, anyway, the Rockets won, which means the Lakers are kicked out of the playoffs, unfortunately. That's upsetting. All right. Sixers versus Miami. Paul George. Obviously, we already know these teams. Who will be advancing and getting the 8th seed, who will probably inevitably lose to the New York Knicks in the first round, which is usually what happens in 2K. This kind of looks like a somewhat of a close game, but it's the Sixers who pull away 32-10. There you go, Embiid. Now you got to put up a fight against the Knicks. Here it is, our NBA playoffs in 2026. And there's a couple things I would probably change. I'd say Houston and Sacramento would swap places. And then Phoenix and the Lakers would probably swap places. Dallas and Minnesota, and I don't know. Dallas shouldn't be there. That's all I know. Dallas should be at Dallas should be where San Antonio is, and then maybe San Antonio will go where Minnesota is, and then Minnesota will go where Dallas is. Maybe Houston. There's a lot of parity there. Raptors are not making the playoffs this year. They're just not. They're going to continue to tank. The top 3 in the East here is actually pretty good. I can't see the Pacers making the 5 seed without Halliburton unless TJ McConnell has a great season. And then the Raptors, I already said they're not making the playoffs. Hawks are always in the mix somewhere in the bottom of the bracket. So let's get right into the playoffs. Here we go. Okay, our first simcast is the Knicks versus the Sixers. Let's do it. Let's see if the Knicks sweep them, where it looks like it's going to be... It might be a close game, actually. But no, it's going to be the Knicks who pull away late in the fourth quarter. He tried. VJ Edgecombe, let's see how he did in the playoffs. 23 points in the playoffs. So, hey, at least the 76er fans, you might have a bright future at least. I'll give you that. Okay, Thunder, OKC. Thunder is low-key destroying the Rockets right now. We'll see if they're OKC's on the quest to go back-to-back and become the next dynasty in the NBA. So let's see if they can do that, which, by the way, I could actually see happening. Granted, there's no injuries, no issues there. I could see this Thunder team definitely reaching the NBA Finals and winning it back-to-back. But Rockets lose in a sweep to OKC, and they're the third team to advance. We did not sim this, but there were 3 sweeps, and all 3 of them ended in a sweep. Okay, so Pacers versus Raptors. The Raptors are somehow up 3-1 against the Indiana Pacers. We're talking about a team that won the East last year, and they are about to lose to the Toronto Raptors. Are we serious? We're not serious yet because the Pacers hold on for dear life. Okay, Portland is having themselves a season because they actually might take out the Timberwolves. They're up 3-1. But the Timberwolves are up 20 points, so they're going to force a game 6 at 36-7-7. Rob Dillingham is putting up 31 points in the playoffs right now. So he had a crazy jump in his numbers, which is, I guess, if you're a Timberwolves fan, you're going to be happy about that. And then also they picked up Ty Jerome, which is a unbelievable pickup for them. So yeah, he's a 79 overall, averaging 30 points a game. That's pretty unheard of. All right, next we got the Cavs versus the Hawks. The Cavs are looking to take out Atlanta. Let's see if they can make that happen here. This might be a decently close game. Oh, I should have hopped in. I literally meant to click stop simulation, but 37 seconds, who has the ball? Atlanta has the ball, so we could see Atlanta get a bucket here. They're down 3, though, so they got to give it to Trae Young. Here's Dyson Daniels out to Richier now. Dyson Daniels, Dante Exum, Trae Young driving inside, puts it in. I'm assuming Atlanta will foul now. They don't have any timeouts, so a foul is coming. Oh, it was almost stolen. Are they fouling? No, I don't think they're fouling. It's an interesting play. Trying to get the steal. What's the play here? All right, Darius Garland's going to try to ice the game. I'm surprised they're not fouling, though, because only 5 seconds separate shot clock and game clock, so they don't have timeouts. That's for the win. There it is. Darius Garland ends the Hawks season right there in 5. I know, as quiet as possible. I just said puts it in, but yeah, the Hawks lose in 5, and the Cavs are looking to make a run this year because I'm not gonna lie, last season was such a failure for them. Like, people really expected them to actually come out the East. Like, that's a joke. All right, let's go. Raptors in Indiana now. I think Indiana's looking to force a game 7, but no, Toronto's making a little bit of a comeback. This looks like kind of a close game here, but it's Toronto who pulls away last minute. Halliburton tried his best coming back from injury, but it's the Raptors. I don't really know how or why or anything, but yeah, Scotty Barnes had a triple-double this game, and he's putting up 22, 10, and 5, so he's having a really good first NBA playoff run. We got a bunch of close series out in the West because the East is done already. Let's watch the Timberwolves versus the Blazers. See if the Blazers can end things here. I think Minnesota's going to force a game 7. They're up almost 20 points. Well, whoa. Trailblazers just made a huge comeback. They were down 20, I think, with like 2 minutes or 5 minutes left. And the Timberwolves willed their way back, or the Blazers willed their way back to only being down 3. Scoot Henderson to Robert Williams, DeAndre Ayton. Now it's Robert Williams back to Sharp. Screen is set from Ayton. Shaden Sharp misses. Gobert the rebound. Here's Ant now. Anthony Edwards. He was just down 3-1. Pull up three-pointer. Misses. That's one thing I'm not too big on with Ant's game is that's going to be a charge. Yep, that's a charge. Like I was saying, that's the one thing I don't really like about Ant's game is the fact that he always chucks up threes. I feel like when nothing else is working, and even when things are working, he loves to chuck up threes. Like, he's 9 for 20 here. He's 4 for 10. Like, I understand you're a great shooter. Don't get me wrong. He literally had the most three-pointers made last season, or I guess this season, but I don't know. He's so good at driving to the rim that, why does he take so many threes? I feel like he should be taking as many threes as Shea, and he'd be way more efficient, way more effective. But that's just my opinion. Ty Jerome misses. Rob Will, great pass. Shaden Sharp gets the layup to go. That was nice. No need for the Blazers to foul. They have a timeout. 10 seconds separate shot clock and game clock. DiVincenzo back to Ant now. Anthony Edwards sizing up his defender. Can't really find the lane. Now it's Precious Achiuwa. DiVincenzo. Screen comes from Achiuwa. 4 seconds here. 3 seconds. DiVincenzo is taking this big. Oh, it's going to be Achiuwa. That's a great block from Rob Will. And they're going to get a stop here. There's only 0.7 seconds on the clock. So we can safely assume they're going to get a stop. Whoa, that's a good look, though. That was a really good look for the midi. I don't know. I guess there was only 0.7 seconds, so he had to rush off his shot, but it was a good look. 7 seconds here. Shaden Sharp, 5 seconds. Big possession for the Trailblazers. 3 seconds. Shaden Sharp! It's one of the best plays I've ever seen. Game winner post. I mean, it's not the game's not over because it's still 2 seconds or 1.7 seconds, but this is a posterizer game winner. That is actually insane. Shaden Sharp is having himself a playoff season. That is for the win. Oh, I thought that was going to go in. Anyway, the Blazers upset the Timberwolves and reach the second round. So the Blazers and the Raptors, 2 teams that 2K thinks are going to have breakout seasons next year. Could I see it happening? No, but I also couldn't have seen, I don't know, the Pacers making the finals or Luka being traded to the Lakers, or I'm trying to think of some other weird ones. Oh, the Pistons having an unbelievable, like I couldn't really predict anything in the NBA this year. So, I could see it. Spurs are the 5 seed. They're up 3-2 against the Kings. Let's see if they can take them out here. That was a nice game right there. I think the Kings might actually force a game 7. They're up huge. Big lead. And the Spurs are not coming back from this. What's Wemby doing in the playoffs? How's he doing? 23, 12, and 3. Fox is putting up 22. What about Dylan Harper? 15 points. He had a little bit of a drop-off, but it is his first playoff, so we can't really expect much more. Will the Dallas Mavericks take out the Suns? 2K genuinely thinks this Suns team has a chance because they are blowing out the Mavericks right now. It must be Devin Booker because he must be playing. Jalen Green is playing really good for Phoenix. Listen, if Jalen Green genuinely puts up these type of numbers, I might give them a chance. But and they still have Dylan Brooks too. I mean, it's not a bad team. It's bad. It's bad. Never mind. It's bad. It's pretty bad. All right, we got 2 Game 7s in the West. Let's see what happens in these. No way the Spurs lose, right? I would expect the Spurs to beat this Kings team, but I guess both teams are pretty solid. This is really close. All right, tie game, 1 minute and 23 seconds here. Here's Castle out to De'Aaron Fox, driving inside, missing. So win or go home, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Hardaway Jr. taking it in. Oh, it's stolen by Fox, fastest man on the planet. Dunk. I just realized he's playing against his old team. I don't know how I just realized that, but big-time play from De'Aaron Fox. Here's Tim Hardaway Jr. now. Sabonis sets a screen. Pull up, midi, misses. Tipped out to Wagner. Here's Fox now. Looking to end his former team. Wide open, Steven Castle. Bang! Stephon Castle. Sorry. It's pronounced Stephon. Anyway, 5-point game. De'Aaron Fox shushing his old crowd, which is kind of disrespectful, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our final Game 7. Will the Mavericks finally vanquish the Suns, or will the Suns have the craziest feat? Oh, my God. This is really close. Whoa. 49 seconds, 2-point game. Who has possession? It doesn't really matter who has possession, but, I mean, I obviously does. Yeah, okay, Mavericks have possession, so they could try to ice the game here. Dude, the Suns are... I don't know how the Suns are in this position. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just don't get it. Misses. Dylan Brooks the rebound. Here we go. Let's see. Booker in the corner. Post. Moves. Dylan Brooks. Grant Williams. Dylan Brooks doesn't pull the 3. Driving in on Gafford. It's blocked. Suns have 8 seconds to get a bucket offer. I'm assuming this is done. Devin Booker sizing up Derek Lively. Pull up in his face. No good. That is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I get. That's what I get. They win. The Suns win. 40-40. They deserve to win. 80 points between these two, man. Jalen Green is putting up 27. Booker's putting up 34. I can't even hate, man. 2K likes this Suns team. They like this Suns team, and I have no idea why. Anyway, here it is. The second round is set. I'm sorry I messed up the Suns. But the 6 and 7 seed both advanced, which is so bizarre, but it happens. This really does open up the whole field for OKC, though, now. And there's a lot of 3-0 series. So first one we're going to watch is, I believe, let's see what happens. Trailblazers up 3-0. All right, Suns win, forcing a Game 5. Let's watch the Spurs, who are down 3-0 right now as well. Will they be able to force a Game 5? Or will this be an OKC shutout? And it looks like this is very close. Wow, 1-point game. We'll hop in, sure. OKC trying to take out the Spurs. Shea driving in on De'Aaron Fox. Tough bucket is missed. Vassell the rebound. Driving in. De'Aaron Fox wide open for the lead. No good. Chet the rebound. Here's Jalen Williams now. Step back. Inside, puts it in with the left hand. That is just vintage Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't know why I said vintage Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. There's nothing about him that's vintage. Wagner, screen. Fox, 3. No. OKC has a chance to ice his game. Cason Wallace has it. Big body screen from Hartenstein. They're going to go to Shea, though, in the post. Yep. Here's Shea. Post fadeaway? No. Put a tough shot. That's That's beautiful from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He wins it for the Spurs and sweeps them, becoming the first team to reach the conference finals. The entire NBA is kind of opened up, especially if the Knicks lose. The entire NBA, they're down 3-0. I don't know what's happening with the Raptors. I don't know why 2K loves the Raptors. Don't even question me on it. I can't tell you why. Damn, another close game. All right, it's going to be the Knicks. Okay. Why didn't I hop into that? Raptors win and reach the conference finals. All right, will the Trailblazers actually win against the Suns now? Suns are up big in this one, and it's going to be the Suns who force a Game 6. Let's see if the Pistons could take out the Cavaliers now. They're up 3-1. Or it looks like the Cavs. Oh, what the hell is happening? The Cavs were up 20 in it. Okay. Well, the Detroit Pistons win. And our final game of round 2. Or not our final game. It could be our final game. It could not be. Trailblazers are up big, but again, we've seen insane comebacks, but I don't think this one is coming back. Yep. Wow. So 2K predicts the Trailblazers in the conference finals and the Raptors. That is weird. 1-0 Detroit, 2-0 Detroit, 3-0 Detroit. All right. This is kind of what I expected. I'm not going to lie. This is sort of what I expected. Trailblazers are going to force a Game 5, it looks like. The Raptors are going to force a Game 5. So there it is. OKC goes up 3-1. See what's going on with Detroit. Can Detroit finish things off at home, or will the Raptors continue to fight here? We got kind of a close one. Okay, this is going to be a hopping. Yeah, it's the Raptors who win, forcing Game 6. OKC, will you take out the Trailblazers now and reach back-to-back NBA Finals? Man, it's been a pretty easy run for the Thunder. They haven't had any contest as they almost score 150 points and reach the NBA Finals. Pistons now. If the Raptors reach the NBA Finals, I'm going to be so shocked. It's going to make no sense to me. Raptors are forcing a Game 7. Game 7 in Detroit. Raptors are up 11 at the hat. Okay. 13-point game. Wow. Raptors reach the finals coming back from 3-1. This is what 2K predicts the 2026 NBA Finals is going to be. And let me tell you something. It's the worst possible outcome. Because you want to know why? Because this is going to be an absolute sweep from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shai averaged 40 points in the NBA Finals. That is what 2K thinks is going to be the NBA playoffs. If you enjoyed this video, smash a like, subscribe if you're new. And sorry I missed an upload yesterday. Not gonna lie, been feeling kind of burnt out, but I'm gonna keep pushing for you guys. I really want a vacation. It's been so long. All right, anyway, peace.